Hey, Susan. It's been a while.
Aaron?
How have you been?
What do you want?
What's with the attitude? Your old high school pal contacts you and I get this? The least you can do is be a little happy to hear from me.
I don't really recall us being pals, TBH.
Whoa, low blow.
If you've really got something to say, please hurry it up.
Yeah, okay. Get to the point. Right. I may be getting married soon.
Oh, yeah? Congratulations. Good talking to you.
Don't you want to know who it is?
Not really.
Come on, indulge me, LOL. It's someone you know well, Susan.
Huh? Someone I know?
That's right.
Huh? Is that Mike?
Bingo. Your one and only boyfriend, Mikey, LOL.
Okay, right.
Too shocked to react. I see, LOL. And this photo? This was taken about 3 months ago when we went to that resort.
That's nice and all, but can I ask you a question? Who told you I was going out with Mike?
My friend told me that you were going out with Mike way back. Then, by sheer coincidence, I saw him with you.
When was this?
Let's see. September of last year? I saw you walking with him and realized that the guy you were with was Mike. Your Mike, LOL. So, I followed you guys and checked out where he lived. After that, well, I used my sex appeal to lure him to me. And after that, next stop, motel time, LOL.
Oh, okay, right.
Bet you're pretty envious about now, LOL.
Huh?
Don't blame you. Who wouldn't be envious, LOL? Susan, you're always so gloomy, but then again, you were always good at sucking up to the teacher, and the teacher would always get duped by you. I remember that teacher, Mr. Reynolds. He sort of favored you, too.
Really? I didn't realize.
See? That's exactly what I mean. Always pretending that you're so innocent, but actually sucking up to him. Really pissed me off.
Well, back then, I suppose I just had to get his advice on more than one occasion, but basically, he was our teacher and I was the leader of our art club, which was only 5 of us, so why wouldn't I talk to him often? And it was all about school stuff, nothing else.
See? You're doing it again! I hate that.
I really don't know what you're in a tizzy about, TBH.
Tizzy? My ass! Anyways, all through high school, you just annoyed the heck out of me. So, I came across some juicy info, so I figured I would share it with you. That's all, LOL. So, your precious little Mikey is now mine. Sorry, LOL. And what's more, he's making a lot of money with his new job, I hear. Wasn't a waste to steal him from you, that's for sure, LOL. Wow, swipe him from right under your nose and then tie the knot with him? What more can you ask for, LOL? This is the best! I'm walking on air.
Okay, good for you.
Come on, get angry or have a fit, something. You're always like that. Such a smarty pants. That's the reason you really irk me. That infuriating attitude. Well, I can see right through you. I know you're seething inside.
Hey, Aaron.
What? Hit the spot. Did it?
Let's get one thing straight. Mike and I went out, but that was 4 years ago. I split up with him a long time ago.
What?
Also, I got married about 2 years ago. Not to Mike, BTW. Plus, I've been living overseas since last June.
Overseas?
My husband got a post overseas, and I'm here with him. I go back home regularly, so I kept the same phone. Everything's global now anyways. Since I split up with him 4 years ago, I haven't seen or heard from him. And then I got this message from you. My mind just sort of went blank. It was a long time ago.
Wait, what?
Oh, yes, and also, this is probably the most important. I heard that Mike got married 3 years ago and that he has a kid.
What?
I still have friends that know Mike, so I get that kind of information on occasion. Apparently, his wife looks a bit like me. Maybe she kind of resembled me when you saw them together?
What? Are you saying it wasn't you? That I made a mistake?
I haven't seen you in years, and you probably don't know what kind of person I am now, so you said you saw me last September? Yeah, so I guess I'm saying that mistaken identity. Sorry.
Are you nuts? No way that's right. Do you really think you can just ignore this with a dumb lie like that?
Not a lie, I just said I was overseas since last June, and during September, I never left the country.
Wait a sec, but I never heard a thing about him being married or having a kid.
Yeah, well, he's always been a bit sketchy with women.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, the reason I broke up with him was that he was two-timing me.
Two?
I heard that a year after he got married, he did it again, and there was some turmoil early on in their marriage.
You're not serious.
But although I don't know the details, it seems because of family matters, I hear that there's no talk of them getting divorced.
Huh? Seriously? You're not making this up, are you?
Why would I make something like that up?
No, this is not happening. I'm pregnant with Mike's child.
Huh? Seriously?
It's too late now. I'm almost due. There's nothing I can do.
Wow. What can I say?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a single mom. This is not happening. And I was so happy a minute ago. I took your rich, good-looking guy from you. I'm supposed to be the star here. What the hell am I going to do from now on?
Well, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Please, do something, Susan.
Sorry to say this, but it's a fact that you planned to steal my boyfriend, although he's not, but your intentions were real.
But nothing came of it, so help me out here.
Sorry, Erin. I'd rather not be involved with you any longer.
No, please, help me out.
I have no obligation to help you. You're on your own, Erin.
You're such a cold-hearted person.
Okay, sorry, but I'm gonna block you from my line. Sorry, and bye. After I returned home on vacation, I heard from a friend that, after his affair, Mike agreed to live with his wife's family instead of getting divorced. As for Erin, she gave birth to Mike's child. Mike acknowledged that the child was his and provided alimony, but I have no idea what Erin was thinking. But she left her child with her parents and tried to live off the alimony for herself. Her folks found out eventually and kicked her out of the house. I heard that Erin's kid was sent to a relative's home, and the kid is living a happy life, so I hear. And me, I had nothing to do with any of this mess. Erin just went off on her own and eventually self-destructed. All I have is bad memories. Go figure.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Travis, I know you're working overtime again tonight, but I had to talk to you.
Oh, hey Sandy. Yeah, can you believe it?
Is your boss forcing work on you again? You keep this up and you'll get burned out sooner or later. This can't last.
Yeah, well, I just can't seem to get out of it.
This whole mess, it's all completely my fault, right? I'm really sorry. It really was not my intention.
What are you saying? This is not your fault, Sandy. It was all Mr. Johnson and that section chief, Mr. Blaine's fault. They should never have hit on you like that.
Yeah, well, I suppose so, but you reported them to HR, and after a while, the top brass reprimanded them for how they were treating their staff members. Not really naming you specifically, but they knew, of course. Well, long story short, I was forced to resign. Isn't this whole mess making you work late hours payback for, as they would probably put it, snitching on them, right? I know you tried putting in a request for transfer to another department and even another branch office, but there's no guarantee when that will happen.
I'm really sorry I got you into this mess, Sandy.
Please, Travis, don't worry about me. I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. Just don't push yourself too hard. I don't want you overdoing things. Just so you know, I'm working too, and you can just quit and find a new job. You've got plenty of potential. My dad was really worried too. Hey, Travis, you okay? Have we been cut off or something? Are you seeing this text? What's up? Are you there? Did something come up? Are you back working? Travis, answer me.
Hey, Travis, you seeing this? I heard you were taken to the hospital. What the hell are you doing? You just dumped that work I assigned you. Those documents for the president's meeting today. Are you out of your mind? You really think this kind of scare tactic is gonna change anything? I mean, calling an ambulance while working overtime. Trying to highlight your ill treatment or something? Well, it isn't gonna work, buddy. According to the doctor, they say it's exhaustion. More like weakness, if you ask me. How can you become exhausted just for working a few nights of overtime? Stop your belly aching, Travis. You're such a fuss spot. Get a good night's sleep, and you'll be fine, for God's sake. It's my job as your immediate superior to discipline irresponsible employees like you. Show you how things are done around here. I'll stop by the hospital tomorrow morning with your laptop. If you don't want to get fired, I suggest you get to work, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Johnston. It's been quite some time, hasn't it?
Hasn't been long at all. Something wrong up there? You in the psych ward or something? We just talked at the office yesterday.
This is Sandy, Travis's wife. You remember me, right?
Say again? Sandy?
Yes, I don't know your line address, so I'm replying to you on my husband's phone. I hope you don't mind.
Sandy, I didn't expect to hear from you. You took me a bit off guard there. I didn't realize you were so impatient to talk to me. I don't blame you. So, I guess you thought it over and came to the conclusion that I was the better option, huh? Kinda late for that, but still. Aren't you a little worried of leaving a record of our intimate conversation on your husband's phone? Not worried of the consequence, huh? Which means...
Would you stop forcing my husband to work every night?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not forcing anybody to do anything.
That ambulance? That was all my doing. I called them last night.
You called them? Why'd you go and do that?
I was conversing with him through line last night when it suddenly went dead. I couldn't get a response from him after that. I was extremely worried. I called security and asked them to check out his office on the 3rd floor where he was working late last night. After some time, they made the rounds and a security guard found my husband on the floor, passed out cold.
Wait a sec. I was not aware of that. This is not my fault, you got that? Don't blame this on me. The only reason he was working late is because he's slow. He's always taking a break and wasting precious time. He's got to work overtime. It's his own damn fault.
Do you really expect me to believe you and Mr. Blaine? The two guys who were joking about sharing me? How can I trust what you guys say?
You're not blabbing about this nonsense to other people at the office, are you? We don't need groundless rumors spreading.
I've refrained from expressing my true opinion regarding how you've treated us, but this has gone far enough. I know this is all about giving you the brush off. You're just getting back at me, aren't you?
Excuse me? How could you say that to your boss?
You're not my boss anymore. You're twice as old as my husband and I. Don't you think it's a little cringeworthy for a middle-aged guy to be salivating after a young woman, a former staff member?
You little ungrateful sneak! All I was trying to do was make office life easier for you, so you can do your job, to take you under my wing and teach you the ropes. That's all.
Really? That was your intention? You seemed like you wanted more than that. That's why I refused. What was so wrong about that? I did my job properly and on time. There was nothing to fault me for.
You think you're going to get away from insulting me like that, you spoiled brat?
I've talked to my husband already. I'm recommending that he resign.
What? Are you serious?
Goodbye, Mr. Johnston.
You really have nerve. You know that? You're just going to convince the guy that you rely on to live day and day to just up and quit, huh? Yeah, right. You do that, and you guys will be left homeless and penniless in no time. Good luck with that. You really screwed up, Sandy. I thought you were a bit attractive and I thought I would give you a chance. But you decided to throw it all down the drain. I can't figure you out. But do as you like. I don't give a damn. Good morning, Sandy. Are you up? I just took a look at my smartphone. I didn't check it since 2 days ago. I see you had a little conversation with Mr. Johnson. Didn't go all that amicably, it seems.
Yeah, right. Not a real friendly conversation, I suppose. I saw your phone on the bedside table and I was going to turn it off. Then I saw all those message notices on there that I just had to see what it was about. Could have been an emergency. Well, it was all Mr. Johnston. He was trash-talking you as usual, and after reading it, I just couldn't take it any longer. I just blew a fuse and just let my feelings out. I'm sorry.
Don't be. When it comes to my well-being, you always tend to blow a fuse.
I'm really sorry, Travis. I really shouldn't have gone off on him like that. Without first talking it over with you, but I just can't stand that guy.
Don't worry about it. No problem. Actually, I'm thankful for what you did.
Huh? You're okay with it?
He was here earlier. He stopped by to drop off his laptop.
Why'd he do that?
He said I had a lot of time on my hands while I'm here, so he told me to get to work on some urgent documents.
Wait, what? Are you serious? He was there this morning?
Relax, Sandy.
How can you be so calm, Travis? You're recuperating from exhaustion, for God's sake. And he's making you work? That guy needs a little more talking to.
Yeah, right. But all the same, relax. Because you told him off, he made the mistake of handing me some helpful materials for my payback plans.
Huh? What's the laptop got to do with your paycheck plans?
You'll find out soon enough. I know this is all hard on you, but give me a bit more time, would you?
Yeah, okay. If you say so, Travis. I'll leave it to you. But just don't do anything rash. You got that?
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Sandy. Hey, Travis. Are you still faking that exhaustion charade? About that assignment I asked you to finish up. I thought I told you to complete that by morning. I was expecting it to be uploaded to the cloud file, but it's nowhere in sight. What's going on, buddy? I'm having a meeting in an hour. I need those files. Do your job, for Christ's sake. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I went all the way to the hospital to drop off my laptop, and this is the thanks I get? You lazy bum. I'm sure you noticed, but I'm lying in a hospital bed right now. Yeah, I can see that, but all you're doing is sleeping. You can move those fingers and tap away at that keyboard, can't you? I had the forethought to take that laptop to you so you can get your work done and save your job. Can't you see that, for crying out loud? I'm very sorry about this, Mr. Johnson. I know you need those files, but I was ordered not to work and to get adequate rest while I'm here. Excuse me? Am I hearing you right? I'll give your laptop back to you later, okay? You better have someone else work on those documents. What the hell are you even talking about? I never gave you such orders, and Mr. Bain didn't either. Oh, I get it. Doctor's orders, huh? The doctor ordered you to take it easy and not work, is that it? Yes, as you say, the doctor did say that, but... These doctors, they always exaggerate these things. You know that. Just ignore the guy, would you? Yeah, but this is a request from the company, and I can't very well ignore a request from the company now, can I? Or do you want me to just disregard company policy? Like I said, I never gave such an order. Are you deaf now? This is a request directly from the president of the company. Hold it a sec. What did you just say? The president? The head of this company? That's right. The president, CEO of the company. He contacted me directly and ordered me to rest and not work. Why in God's name would he do that? Why are you even connected to him? You're just a lowly staff member. Why would he even be aware of your presence? It was that laptop you brought me. Yours, wasn't it? Excuse me? The laptop I brought you? I have no idea what you're getting at, buddy. I'm sure you know, but about 10 days ago, the The company set up a special online hotline that allows staff members to add comments directly to the president of the company. Don't tell me you went ahead and... Yep, that's right. I put in a comment. That laptop you brought me was already registered to the hotline, so all I did was include my name, employee ID number, and my comment. Darn it! I thought I put a lock on that site! Back when the special online hotline was established, I was pretty out of it, working every night till quite late. I wasn't really in the frame of mind to be checking the details of the site. I had no idea that you could converse directly with the company president about whatever topic seemed important, whether it be grievances about the kind of coffee in the staff lounge to unfair work environments. But once I was able to recuperate in the hospital, and as you say, have a lot of time on my hands, I was able to think straight and check the details of the hotline. Thanks to you, one thing led to another, and I was able to contact the president directly. Are you friggin' serious? As this is the case, I have decided to resign from the company. What? You're quitting? Yes, I sent my resignation letter directly to the president himself. Wait, you sent your resignation directly to the company president? Yes, that's right. He discouraged me from resigning, but I had already made up my mind. So, why the hell do you have to resign? My uncle owns a small company, and he offered me a job there, and I decided to accept. I decided on resigning and taking this new job, mostly because my wife urged me to do so, and the new job seemed a lot more interesting. Interesting? So this job you got now, it's not very interesting to you, huh? No, it's not. I gradually lost interest in the job. There was zero motivation or any sense of purpose in the work I was doing. So that's how you felt about this job? Are you making fun of our work here? No, not at all. It's just the motivating factor of the job, that's all. First, the senior management I'm supposed to respect and learn from try to seduce my wife. Then I try to help my wife by reporting it, and you guys enact revenge by making me work overtime day in and day out, until I ended up in the hospital. Let me ask you this. Would you want to work in a company like that? I'm pretty sure I know what the answer would be. That all depends on you. It depends on if you have the guts and perseverance to make it through the rigorous demand of being a marketing manager. Clearly, you don't have what it takes. Well, if that's the case, show the other staff members that you have what it takes as an example to others. Do your own work for a change. Instead of just talking, giving orders, I urge you to put the work in yourself. Until you do that, none of your staff will ever respect you. Shut your damn little trap, you little smart mouth! How can you talk to me like that? As for me, I'm going to use up all my remaining paid holidays I wasn't able to use and resign. I think I'll rest up a bit before starting my new job. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I just talked to my lawyer. I'm planning to demand compensation from both you and the chief manager, Mr. Bain. So expect a letter from him in the near future. Compensation? Are you serious? Very serious. Like I said, my lawyer will contact you from now on, so I probably won't be seeing you again. Hold it a second, Travis. You can't do this! I can, and I will. Talk to my lawyer. It's been a pleasure working for you, Mr. Johnson. Goodbye. Well, after that conversation, Mr. Johnson and the chief manager came barging into the hospital demanding to see me, but were chased off by the staff. They made such a racket that the hospital even threatened to call the police. As they were leaving, Mr. Johnson shouted towards my room, "The president can shove it!" or something to that effect. But as luck will have it, the president himself was visiting me right at that time and heard the whole thing. He was furious and rushed out to confront them in the hallway. Sandy was there too, and she said those two guys were as white as a sheet. They were practically on their hands and knees apologizing. The president was so angry, he later closed that sales office for good. The other staff members were transferred to other branches, but Mr. Johnson and Mr. Bain were both fired. They tried to get another job elsewhere, but since the president had a lot of connections and pull in the industry, their efforts failed miserably. I heard Mr. Johnson is currently unemployed, but still has considerable debt hanging over his head thanks to me. I later heard he was married but got divorced shortly after this incident. Apparently, he's working various part-time jobs now to make ends meet. Not sure what happened to Mr. Bain. He paid the compensation and just up and disappeared. As for me, I'll be starting that new job next month. So until then, I'm taking it easy. Sandy took a few days off, so we're headed down to the beach over the weekend.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Rick, you there? We need to talk. Are you still at work? Anyways, I left the divorce papers on the table, so can you file them with the courthouse tomorrow? That would be such a big help. I'm going to head back to my hometown, but I'm not moving back in with my parents. Now that you know about the divorce papers, I don't ever intend on coming back here. I don't plan on telling you where I'm going. It's also helped a lot that you've been so busy at work. It's given me a chance to pack my things at a slower pace without you noticing. I guess this is it. Have a nice life.
Excuse me, what is with all these messages? Hey, Poppy, you there? I just got back home to find these divorce papers. What is the meaning of this? You've only been married for 3 months, so why are there divorce papers in front of me? This is insane. What made you come to this conclusion?
Oh, would you look at that? You're done with work now. I see. You finished earlier than I expected.
Poppy, this isn't funny. Where are you right now?
I told you before in those messages that I'm not telling you.
I don't get it. What's the reason for you wanting to divorce me?
Because our personalities don't match, Rick.
What do you mean they don't match?
After being married for 3 months and then living together, I started to notice our differences a lot. I thought maybe we were wrong for each other. That was what I was thinking.
But isn't it important for couples to discuss such matters first, before any hasty conclusions? There's maybe some things that we can compromise on, Poppy.
No, there isn't. Then I came to the conclusion that the only way I'll be happy is if we get a divorce.
Is that so? There's nothing you want to try and compromise on?
Nope, nothing at all.
Well, for the reason that you've given me, it's funny that you think I'd be easily convinced to divorce you like that.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
Nothing. I figured this all out anyways. I guess I'll just hold on to these divorce papers then.
Oh, okay. Please file the divorce papers by the end of the day.
Why before the end of the day?
Because from tomorrow, I'll be living with my new boyfriend. I'm almost into my 30s, and I want to have a baby as soon as possible given my age and physical strength.
Alright, so you have a boyfriend already?
Oh, what's up? Why so shocked to hear that? Don't take what I say too seriously. It's just a joke.
Look, Poppy, I don't really care what you say, but thank you for letting me know about your cheating scandal. It saves me the trouble of looking into what you've been doing.
Huh? What does that mean? But I told you I just meant it as a joke. I'm bailing on this conversation. I can see you're getting wound up over it. What is this thing about me paying alimony to you? This must be some sort of sick joke. I was just joking, and now you're trying to find out things about me? Are you for real? I was relieved that I hadn't heard a peep out of you in for over 2 weeks, and now this?
Poppy, what are you talking about? Is it okay to say now that I sent a content certificated piece of mail and its arrival at the house you're living with Joe? I'm sure you also got an envelope with photo evidence inside of your affair delivered to you too, right?
I don't care about that. How do you know about where Joe lives?
I tracked down any mutual friends that we have, and they knew of his address, and they told me when I told them what was going on.
This photo is... When did you take so many photos of me?
Those photos? How can you not remember taking the embarrassing photos of yourself cheating on me?
Excuse me?
About a month ago, you changed your phone model, didn't you? And you didn't realize that you left your old phone on the side of the table when you left the house one day?
Really, I don't remember that.
But for some reason, it was still left to be charged and it had no lock on it. Right after you left and before I messaged you, I looked at the divorce papers on the table, and I thought then and there that my suspicions were confirmed to be true.
Oh, oops. I completely forgot about that other phone. I said what I needed to say at the time, so it saved you the trouble of collecting evidence.
And your point is?
My point is this. It's such a cowardly thing to go out of your way to open up about your feelings over the past 2 weeks to try and get alimony out of me.
I didn't intend to blurt it all out, but since I had consulted with a lawyer and made the right preparations, it took a couple of weeks to organize.
It doesn't change the fact that I was taken by surprise.
I don't think someone who willfully cheated on me should be able to comment that sort of thing. You should have expected that to happen. To make you see how sinful your actions have been, let's look into your lover, shall we?
Look into him? Now wait just a minute.
Your lover is Joe Tillins. He was in the same year as you in middle school and high school. When you were in your second year of high school, you started dating him. However, you discovered that Joe was cheating on you with another woman and you broke up after 1 month of being together.
Can you stop with all this crap, please?
After that whole debacle, you both graduated high school and went your separate ways. 2 months before we got married, you went to your middle school reunion and happened to meet up with Joe again there. At that same reunion, you and him hit it off like old times and really got excited to be around each other. So you skipped out on the reunion and went to the hotel instead.
I get it, all right. Would you please just stop it? I know what your heart's truly seeking. You want your alimony. You must know that Joe is quite rich and your aim is to take that away from him.
That's not it, Poppy. It's got nothing to do with him being rich. I'm just exercising my legitimate rights with being cheated on by my wife.
Yeah, whatever you say, Rick. It doesn't matter how you think about it. Anything you think about is fine by me. I guess I can't help it if you found out these things. I'll ask Joe to pay my share of the alimony so it won't hurt my conscience at all. It's actually cheap if you think about it being an offering of cutting you off from me.
Is that so, Poppy? Well, let me get back to you about this. Just pay me the amount I billed you by the date I stated without any delays.
Yes, Rick, I'll do that. I think that I can marry Millionaire Joe, and it's only a few $1,000s, so it won't be a big expense for me to pay you.
Oh, okay. It seems that Joe has been excluded from his family inheritance because he's not blood related to his wealthy father.
Wait, what? Rick? Rick, what you said earlier about Joe, it was true. Joe's mother had an affair and he was the consequence of that. Because of his mother's dirty deeds, he's been excluded from his father's will and the family inheritance. His parents got a divorce when he was 19. The only reason why he didn't change his name was because his parents got married and ended up having the same last name. That's why he's still known by that name.
That sounds about right to me.
So, did you know about all of this? You knew when you messaged me the other day.
Well, I did do that quick investigation through his friends, so they had a lot to say. What would you have me do if I were to tell you that?
I would have gone back on my plans.
What's that supposed to mean?
I won't have to pay the alimony if we work this whole thing out. I want to start all over again with you, Rick. If we're with each other, it would be a win-win for both of us, right?
How is there a win-win in this for both of us?
What do you mean by that, Rick?
The fact that you had an affair isn't going to disappear from my mind. So even if you decide to change your mind about all of this, you still need to pay me the alimony. You've caused so much grief, and I would never forgive you for cheating in the first place. Naturally, I'm not even going to consider unraveling this whole mess. Starting over with you again, Poppy, would seem like a punishment to me for taking back someone who had an affair. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
But, Rick, we were a great couple up until 2 weeks ago. How can you give up on your love for me so easily?
It's not about that, Poppy. Are you really saying that considering you're the one who cheated on your husband?
But we had a beautiful wedding ceremony. Surely you remember that amazing day.
But what was the purpose of that ceremony if this was going to happen? Anyway, I have no plan to get back together with you. It's not happening. Please just give me my alimony before the deadline so I don't have to take you to court. I've had enough.
Don't say those things, Rick. Please, you've got to give me another chance. I have no way of paying the alimony, so can you think about getting back together? Because if we do that, we can go right back to the way things were, right?
I have no idea what you're saying. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you changed your mind about me or not. You still owe me my alimony. There's no way you can get away with saying that you can't pay because you've run out of cash.
About that. So my parents are really angry at me for what I did, and they're so angry at the fact that I tried to move back in with them. I got into a fight with Joe, and he told me to move out of his apartment by tomorrow. All I have left now is you, Rick. Please.
I hate really vague conversations, Poppy. I'm not getting into this with you. No matter what you say, you still need to pay me the alimony no matter what. I'm not letting you get away with anything.
But, Rick, don't be like this.
I'm not replying to you anymore. Sort out your own problems and pay me my alimony.
Rick, answer me. I tried to come back home to you. I see there's no nameplate on the mailbox, and the key doesn't fit in the front door either. You seriously didn't move out of this house, did you? You didn't move out without saying a word, did you? Rick, are you going to reply to me? Didn't I tell you that I only have you to rely on? If you moved without telling me, then we won't be able to get back together. Rick, don't ignore my calls and messages. Answer me. You've got to be kidding me right now, Rick. I went to see if you were at your parents' house, and my father was there. He put me in the car and is taking me somewhere. I bet so much right now that you're at your parents' house right now. No? I came here because I couldn't think of what else to do since you weren't in our house. Why is this happening? Why won't you help me out? If you've gone back to your parents' house, you know that you'll not be able to see me anymore. Are you fine with that, Rick? Rick, answer me! I'm so sorry! Don't leave me on my own. Why do you have nothing to say to me? You've not even read a single one of my messages. I want to be with you.
I was able to see that Poppy went over to my old house and that she would go to my parents' house next. When I asked my ex-father-in-law to come and collect her, he was like, boom, we got her. At a later date, Joe decided to wire me the alimony. I thought that he would be too naive to do this, but I heard that he borrowed money from his ex-father on the condition that he would be permanently exiled from the hometown. Poppy, on the other hand, I asked her why she's complaining about paying alimony. Surprisingly, I discovered that she had a large amount of debt, so she ended up having to carry debt and alimony on her shoulders. The total amount was said to be about $600,000. She works multiple jobs to help pay her dues while her parents manage her salary. It seems that she's living a hard life, both mentally and physically.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.